All right, fellas, welcome back to Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the Mavs and Celtics. And obviously, I'll address the elephant in the room, which was the offer, the fat goose egg shit stain that we put up last game for Game 4. Now, again, it was a blowout. I do have to give myself some grace. 40-point blowout. I could not predict that. I mean, again, if I went with the narratives, again, the narratives were kind of right. The narratives were that Boston wants to win at home in front of the home crowd. So we're kind of going to play that today. For the most part, you can't really predict 40 points. I mean, it's like fucking insane. The Celtics literally came out, took a shit on the court, and left. And then all the starters came out by literally 1 minute left in the third quarter. Did not play a single second of the fourth quarter. Killed a lot of our bets. We were on pace for a lot of them. Didn't get a lot of them. And you know it happens. It happens. We got to wipe it all. Gone. Done. Wipe it from our memory. Okay? We're on to Game 5. Now, Game 5, I don't have as high of a volume, but I think I have more precise picks that I really like for today's or Game 5 in the NBA. With that being said, there's going to be timestamps down below for all the plays as usual, and we're going to hop straight into these picks. Our first play is going to be a pretty niche play to start out, but it's going to be Payton Pritchard to go under 3.5 points. Now, again, he saw 21 minutes last game, 11 points last game, but it was also a 40-point blowout. He got a ton of minutes in the fourth quarter. Before the fourth quarter started, he had 2 points, 1 for 5, and 10 minutes of gameplay. That is what I kind of expect out of him. As so far for the first 3 games before Game 4, he shit the bed. Went 0 for 7, went 1 for 2, and then he went 0 for 4. That seems like pretty ass. And then going 1 for 5 to start Game 4, it just wasn't really a hot look. He's not shooting well. He's not seeing the volume. He's seen less minutes in every single game so far, besides obviously last game. Games 1 through 3, he saw less minutes, going down from 16 to 12 to 10 minutes. I think that's going to be a similar theme here. And I don't see him really crossing the 10-minute mark because I think, again, like I said earlier, the narrative will be that Boston wants to win at home. I think they get it done at home. It would fit the NBA and their money status of money-hungry motherfuckers. So I think they're going to win at home. That's my prediction. And I think Payton Pritchard will not see enough minutes. He'll probably get around the 10-minute mark. I don't think that's going to be enough for him to get even 2 buckets in this game. Should be an easy under. Now, feeding into that same narrative, we have our second bet, which is Luka Doncic to go under 8.5 assists. Again, we took this bet at 9.5 in Game 3, and we ended up cashing out. He has not even come close to this line besides one game, and that was Game 2 when he had 14 potential assists and converted 11 of them. That is a very high percentage. And he also had some crazy shots that were made by PJ Washington in that game that I don't think is going to happen again, that he can come even near this line. He hasn't even gotten to the potential assist mark to hit over this line at all. In Games 1, 3, and 4, he's had 7, 8, and 7 potential assists. Now, again, Game 2, he had 14. So, again, maybe something happens there. But for the most part, this team, this Boston team, like I said before, is trying to have him shoot the rock. They want him to score the ball. They want him to be this aggressive player that made him foul out and get overly mad and just show that throughout his game by just aggressively fouling unnecessarily and just being all over the place, taking stupid shots, trying to draw them in. He just plays very dumb when he's just the main scorer, and Boston knows that. They've played into that. They've done that this entire series. They forced him to be the scorer, and when it happens, they win games because Luka is not just a pure scorer. He's a playmaker. So when you take away the playmaking from his game, it eliminates a lot of what he can do well, and it frustrates him a lot, and you can see that in the game. With that being said, Game 5, I feel like he's going to have to take over with Kyrie to really even make this a competitive game if they want to win, as so far that has kind of been the theme throughout this entire series of him and Kyrie are literally carrying the load of this team. PJ Washington maybe will have a game or two. Outside of that, everyone else goes fucking kick rocks. Derek Lively does something. He's a good player. It's really just Kyrie and Luka trying to score. So I think it's going to be a big scoring game from Luka, but I don't see the assist coming too. So I think this is another easy under. Now, before we get to our third play, make sure you're taking all of these plays on Underdog Fantasy and using code BDGE when you sign up for the first time, because you'll get a free $250 deposit match bonus. So you'll get up to a free $250 when you deposit for the first time using our code. Plus, you'll get a free square of either Luka or JT. So you'll get one of those to pair with whatever bet you choose out of these picks, out of fading these picks, out of whatever your picks you want, whatever you get, 8 leg, 6 leg, 9 leg, 12 leg, whatever the fuck you want to do. It only goes up to 8 legs, so you can only do 8 legs. but you can create whatever you want, however much you want. You get 8x, 10x your money, and you get a free score on top of it, so it's a dub. So make sure you're using the code. Okay, moving on. Jrue Holiday going over 10.5 RA. Love this play again. And now I get he's missed this the past 2 games. Again, game 4, I'm kind of watching out the window. Not really looking at it. It's not something I'm going to be really putting into the weight into what's going on, because just all of these starters played bad on the Celtics. Literally every single one. Not a single one had a good game. Kind of watching that. I don't see him having 3 bad games in a row, though. This is Jrue Holiday we're talking about. He's Mr. Consistent. He's been Mr. Consistent throughout his entire career. He's a guy you can rely on, and I think we can rely on to bet on him in game 5. With that being said, he's hit over this line in 6 of the last 8 games and 4 of the last 4 home games. And in game 3, he saw 20 chances. In game 2, he saw 29 chances. Now, when I'm talking about chances, I'm combining rebound chances with potential assists, and that creates total chances of RA. Okay, rebound chances, potential assists creates chances. Bang. He had 20 in game 3 and 29 in game 2. 29 is fucking insane for his RA line to be 11, and for 20 is probably around the right number for it to be 11, and I think he can easily convert on this. In the past 10 home games, he's hit over this 8 times, averaging 11.9 RA in those games. He's a home merchant. Not only that, but he's seen the rock on the offensive side of the ball to create these potential assists. We just need the Celtics to knock down these shots like they did not do in game 3 and 4, which I think if they do this time, Jrue Holiday has this easy over. He's seeing the rebound chances. I'm not even sweating the rebounds. His line's already at 6. It literally is just we need the Celtics to knock down shots, as he's had the potentials, but the Celtics have not converted. So we need the Celtics to convert, which I think happens at home when they win this game, win the chip, all this narrative shit, blah, 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 blah. Big game for Jrue Holiday. Loading. I wish he could win MVP, dude. I think he's a very valuable player. I think he's one of the most valuable players on this team, and he's been so far this entire playoffs. But again, he just isn't a big enough name. It's going to Jaylen Brown. Moving on. Those are my 3 main plays. Okay. Again, lower volume today, but I do have 2 leans for you on top of it. So we'll keep this fucking video rolling. We'll keep more plays grinding. Make sure you let me know your plays down below and what you're fading, what you're taking. Also, make sure you're liking, subscribing, all that sort of shit down below. We're on the road to 5K. Not by NFL season, but we're on the road to 5K eventually. Okay. Let's get the 5K. That'd be a dub. Thank you guys for all the support and love. But we're going on to the leans. Al Horford under 8.5 points. Now, again, I'm not a big Al Horford guy, but I am a big Gafford and Lively guy. I think they played elite defense in the interior so far throughout the series when they're set up on defense. Now, again, Al Horford's not going to be a guy that's moving in transition. That's where a lot of the paint buckets have come for this Celtics team. When you look at Tatum, Brown, even Jrue himself, Derek White, all of them are getting their interior buckets on these transitions. They're not getting them when Lively set up, stocked up in the paint, ready to go, because they know they're not going to get that. Lively's a great shot blocker. Gafford's an even better shot blocker. These guys are really good in the paint. They're great presences, and Al Horford's only going to hit over this line if he hits 3 threes. Do I think Al Horford's going to hit 3 threes? No. This isn't the Pacers where he's just going to take 13 of them. This is the Mavs who are playing pretty good perimeter defense against these centers. They're playing out. Lively can move. Gafford can move. They're a little bit smaller than someone like a Miles Turner. So I think Al Horford is going to lock the under as the lean. It's not an official play, but I think it's a really good play if you want to add something else to the slip. If you also want to add something to the slip, take Sam Hauser. Again, another niche-ass name. Who the fuck is Sam Hauser? He's a 3-point sniper going over 5.5 points. He only needs 2 threes to knock this down. He's taking 4 a game. Not only that, he only missed this 1 time so far, and that was when he went 0 for 5 from 3. Now, that's the volume we will take every single time. If he goes 0 for 5, I'll live with it. You know why? Because he took the volume, okay? You can't ask for anything more than the volume in the NBA. The volume is king, okay? And he's taking that volume, which we love to see. The Mavs are giving him open transition threes, which is where he's excelling, which is where he's knocking down most of his buckets. I think he's going to see the volume. He's going to see around the 15-minute mark, which he's seen so far throughout this series, outside of the one night where he shot so bad. I think if he shoots a decent percentage and is valuable on the court like he's played solid defense as well, which has been fairly surprising. So as long as he's doing that, he should see the minutes, should see the volume, should be an easy play. Again, now it's another lean. Not a full play, but if you want something to add to your slip, make sure you're taking this play. Now, that is all 5 plays I have for you. Listed right here. Full slip. There we go. Done. Okay? Make sure you're taking those plays. Let me know what you're taking, what you're fading, which, after the last game, you could fucking fade everything. Who the hell knows? Okay? But you do whatever you want. Let me know what you're doing in the comments below. Like, subscribe, show love, and we'll catch you next time. Peace. I'm going to record. Come on, do it again. There it is. That's crazy. Okay.